We just witnessed the biggest liquidation event in crypto history. Billions wiped out from the market in minutes. If you had stink bids placed, those stink bids got ran through. I've been here since 2020, looking at the charts literally every single day, and I have not felt or seen anything of this magnitude. I've seen the COVID crash. I've been here for the May 2021 crash. I've been here to see FTX and Luna collapse. If you got wrecked, make sure to check in on yourself mentally. Make sure to give yourself that time to recover. You're not trading emotionally. Make sure you check in on your friends. It's important to get after it again, but get after it the right way. Let's jump into the charts, see what happened, see what types of plans we want to cook from here, and what levels could potentially get tested. It's time to make some money back, so let's hop right into it. So we're gonna take a look at BTC here to start things off. Obviously, gotta look at the king and what he's doing. So we broke straight through this one-day level of demand, absolutely wiped down these lows, which I would consider here as the range that we're trading in for higher. So anywhere from these highs over here down to these lows, I would assume upside if we hold, and we slam straight through all of that. But the silver lining here is that we're still looking to push and accept above back over it. I would say this 111.810 level is a pivotal level here. This was the first high that we made after the initial rejection of this all-time high wick back in the beginning of the year. And that for me is gonna be an important line to watch in the next coming days and weeks. We have CPI this week, so it's important to look for any type of economic event that could move the market, as well as Trump talking about 100% tariffs on China, maybe even more. They're negotiating, things are happening, this, that, and the third. We don't know that. Insiders might, but we are here to trade the market. Let's make sure that we're doing that accordingly by crossing our X's and dotting our T's.
Crossing our X's and dotting our T's.
What's saying? By doing our due diligence, planning levels, and thinking ahead. So if I was looking for a logical level for a re-entry, we might not get it, but this is where I'm looking for would be this level of demand. And that's assuming that we're holding these lows, because now we have an easy invalidation. The invalidation is the low now, right? So assuming that price is gonna reject from here, coming down here eventually, right? We have CPI this week that could potentially move the markets in a crazy way. We've seen some crazy volatility, so I wouldn't really look to late long. So naturally, being a demand trader, guys, I'm just looking for my level of demand to get tested. And that's where I'm looking at on the top end of this blue box, where on the one day is a level of demand on its own. But to get good entries intraday and to make sure that you're getting filled sufficiently, especially after these volatile moves, you definitely want to be pinpoint with the way that you enter. And that's where I was looking for. So as price came down there, I wasn't really trying to set limits. I didn't know how the market would react or if we would even get full fills of this level. And if we didn't get full fills, it would have been a pretty small entry. So I just waited for market to do what it does. Price ultimately came back to test that level after a few front runs. And from this point, I just assumed that if we're gonna hold up this level, I'll just enter thereafter, which I did. Price came under my entry and held us underwater and ended up holding a higher low there beautifully. But I had a good level to put my stop, because if we're not gonna test my level that I trust fully, and we're gonna hold a bit aggressively amongst these lows where people bid logically for that initial push up, then this is where I'm targeting for long entries. And I'm going to be targeting these highs initially as my target, because that's where people wanted to short initially. People are looking to long after those volatile moves. People are looking to short after those volatile moves. And that's where I created and formed this bias in play. And this is how it played out so far. And right now, we're trading at resistance. And like I said, we already tested that level once. So now we're going for a second time. And are we gonna break second time? It's more likely than the first, but think logically where from intraday and execute your bias after that. Now you can see a little bit more why I'm explaining this as a possible scenario. We're at that 114.5 resistance, and you can see it on the higher time frame in the charts. This level right here, 114.5. We're rejecting right now. If you're looking intraday and you don't want to be patient like this and you think we might not retest that level, then you're going to want to scroll down a little bit and see where would you, right? So around this 112.8 level would be that bottom level of demand reclaim, and that's assuming that people bidding aggressively here intraday aren't going to be able to hold their entries, and it'll retest lower and sweep eventually, maybe something like that for a pushback upwards. Or you look for that 111.8 pivot that I just explained earlier, which would be that last high that I talked about. Don't want to go too much more in depth on that because it is intraday and this video might be getting put out after these levels test. They might not test at all. They might get ran through. But that's to say, this is how you create a plan and this is how you execute moving forward, especially playing leverage, guys. So let's tie in some alts here, starting with Ethereum. Now on the 3-day and on the daily, we have these lows here, which I was calling for 3,100 to be tested. Now 3,400 got tested on Bybit here. We can see on the spot chart. Some other charts got tested lower, some higher. Obviously, everything's going to fluctuate as the pairing goes. Futures, Blofin, Bybit, Binance. It's all different, especially when nukes like this happen. So we didn't quite sweep this wick on Bybit. Put in a higher low. We swept straight through this 1-day level of demand, and we actually retested above it and closed above it on these 1-day candles. That's why I say it's important to watch these high time frame 1-day levels because they matter. Even if they sweep down through, they still matter. When price came through on the lower time frame, we can then adjust and see what price is going to do after. So if you're trading on the lower time frame, you're not blind to what's happening. On the higher time frame, we already see there's a level of demand, right? And we're holding in it. And our divergences are piling up, and they're printing bullish divergences in logical levels. So now price reacted around ETH, created and informed a range around and above this 1-day level of demand. You can see the range here. I would classify this level as the range, traded within the middle level of the range before pushing upwards and actually breaking out today. Granted, we got some news as well that Trump was in talks and good things was happening. So after this pop happened, I took some profit on my BTC long naturally that I just spoke about. I took along with the group here at around 3,900. Why? Let's go into it. So at 3,900, I like this pullback that was happening. So I was starting to bid at around 40.20 to 39.75. That was my range. I DCA'd a good entry there at around 4,000. Psychological flip level, right? Think that first. We also had this range that I was talking about. We broke out the range and retested it. That's where I'm looking for an intraday level if I'm not already long lower. And as for an invalidation, I'm not going to call this a logical invalidation because there's a lot of different ways you could have played this. You could have played it super tight. You could have played it loose. Invalidations are really up to you. I would say like these closures is a good invalidation, and I was putting my invalidation at around close to that level. So I was willing to be wrong there. And in my opinion, if that would have happened, we would have just accepted back into the previous range and maybe look for lower. But it didn't happen. It ended up playing out beautifully. And now we're looking to flip this previous level of supply. And I want to draw this level on the lower time frame just to show you guys that even though I didn't draw higher time frame levels here, I have one level down here, one level up here. We have a level in between. And that's this level that we're trading above. Currently, we're looking to flip. So people that think we're going to flip this order block that we're shorting before, right? These people were shorting aggressively. They're now taken out and their positions are being flipped. And now you get an invalidation below where our entry is. So people that are looking for entries for longs are using our entry as an invalidation. That's where you could find your invalidation as well. It's all a psychological game at the end of the day. Make sure you're reading books. Make sure you're looking back videos. Make sure that you are educating yourself. The good thing about these nukes, guys, and I'm trying to draw a silver lining as much as I can, is that levels are going to be flipped now. So before, when we were trading an all-time high, I see people say all the time that it's hard to read price when there's no price to reflect on previous. I always say that you need previous price action to justify future price action a lot of the time because those levels mean something. Those levels will react and you can then base your future bias on those levels. So now on Ethereum, I want to keep going over this analysis here. Let's go back to our other ETH chart and talk about what we can see happening because that's more of an intraday chart that I play with the group. I like to split my spot and futures charts differently. We have the previous level of range that we reclaimed and got a good push up before we printed that lower high close to all-time high, right? We're looking to reclaim that right now on a 3-day weekend after we just got a huge nuke from 100% tariff news on China from President Trump. Today we're hearing that he's negotiating with them, he's a call away, whatever the case may be. It's a Sunday, guys. It's a 3-day weekend. It's low volume. A lot of things can happen. We can pump from here, but also drop into CPI on Wednesday. Remember, we have news events this week. We have economic events that can move the market in a drastic way. So you're always going to want to assume that anything can happen and plan for that. But I'm talking intraday right now. We're looking to reclaim 40.80 is the line in the sand, in my opinion. We've already retested that intraday here. As we can see aggressively, people are bidding this level up. Now, can we get a push up to 4,300? Of course. And that's what I'd be looking for intraday before a significant rejection happens. Can we reject from here and move back downwards? Of course. And in that case, I would just be looking for a retest at around that 3,600 level. But right now, we're looking for a reclaim. And we want to see that 42.80 level reclaim and push back up. And then we could get a real test of supply to see what could happen thereafter. This level of supply is a very significant level for bulls to reclaim. You can assume a very harsh rejection from there if we're going to get there. And if we get there in very violent fashion to the upside, then we're going to be looking for a V recovery. And that would be the most bullish case. But every case I'm setting out for here, guys, is subject to change as things happen. Things are happening very, very quickly, as we can see. So BNB, guys, obviously, fantastic chart. Looks like it was barely affected by that nuke. On the 1 day, however, we got such a good retest. That's why I said, like, stink bid players got ran through on their bids even at that, guys. Like, you can see clearly. But people that are bidding spot wisely are in fantastic profit. And I even said yesterday, if you didn't catch that low wick and you catch somewhere in the middle on some good coins, you're going to thank yourself later. And we're seeing that same effect being taken with BNB. Those previous highs, people were looking to retest that. I guarantee you, I would look to retest that. That 1 day demand, people were looking to retest that. But what got retested was this sweep before this push to all-time high. And that's just the way it is. We didn't even get like a real nuke into these 780 levels, which, granted, this is a big nuke for a coin of this magnitude and of this strength. Now, if we're thinking entries for BNB, we're already at 1,300. We're already retesting there. I'm not saying to ape in here, but BNB coin is being endorsed heavily by CZ. We see how he likes to maneuver his coin. We see how slow moving this coin can be when it comes to trading on futures as well. So I would be very patient. I would be very meticulous. And I would look to trade this coin very, very, very strategically. Needless to say, we're retesting those previous levels that I've already told you guys to look out for. We're already looking to flip these blocks upwards. We've painted ranges within key levels, and we're looking to reclaim back into this 1140 range. If I'm looking for a logical bid level on BNB, I'm looking for 1180, guys. I'm looking for anywhere in this range. This previous wick that got rejected, I'm looking for this level to get retested. That's where I would be a buyer now. Assuming that market's gonna act a little crazy in the next couple of days, there's always a plan to be had. And if it goes higher on futures, guys, it is what it is. I'm willing to enter and higher off my confluence. Always have confluences. Know what you're trading, whether you're a range trader, a trend trader, you're looking for divergences on the RSI or OBVs, you're looking for volume, you're looking for SFPs, you're looking for higher lows, lower highs, whatever the case may be. Make sure that you're planning accordingly. You're looking for the higher time frame, and then you're going down. Let's take a quick look at SOL. Now, SOL before this nuke on the weekly wasn't even really printing that well. Granted that the weekly hasn't closed, but it needs to go back up to that 205 level pretty rapidly. Anything under this level for me does not mean that it's not going to go higher. It just means that in the higher time frame picture of things, looks to me like it wants to get back up here and just kind of fizzle out and start going lower into this level of demand that we have at around 150. If we do start reclaiming above 210, I'll switch that bias. But for now, the weekly for me looks pretty telling, and I would just start focusing on the higher time frame candles on SOL if you are a trader there. I do think that if we start accepting above 210, then I just start assuming piles back upwards. I don't want to get super bearish for SOL. It is going to follow the rest of the market regardless of what it does. I just don't like the chart on the higher time frame. I think there's a lot better charts to trade, but it is close to its all-time high. Just like ETH was, I'd say ETH was closer. Moves can be made on this one. We need levels to be reclaimed, and we will be looking for that. So on total, guys, we swept into a deep level of demand right down here. That got tested very quickly. So again, if you set stink bids, it's like you were really anticipating this to be tested. And even at that case, it got swept as well. We have closed over on a lot of one-day candles, guys. These one-day candles are good. They're positive. I like the way that they're shaping up. We are retesting one-day demand. Like I said, guys, These levels need to be flipped. We need to wait to see how things happen. And the next days are going to be telling. Things are progressing, guys, but it's important to stay calculated, stay meticulous, updating your charts, looking at how things are progressing intraday. I appreciate everyone stopping by. I hope you appreciate the analysis. If you're not trading on an exchange, make sure you use my link down below for Blofin. Make sure to take advantage of my tools that I use on the daily in WoodsBot. I extended the 7-day trial to anybody that's using the link down below. If you're already in the Discord, you already have that access. And make sure to get access to Wealth Group, where I share all my trades every single day and all my analysis intraday. Make sure that you're leaving a like, comment down below. Stay safe out there, guys. Peace.